Perfect. So Rachel gave me this signal that once she clicked on recording, then I can start. So I am so happy to see you. I can't wait to have today's call. I'm Alena. I am from Germany. We have also part of our team joining today's call. And so bear with me. Like whenever you see that I'm struggling with some words, it is because it's not my native language, but I do my very best. And I know also that we have maybe some Irish people here. So even there are some different like language accents, but I do my very best and I can't wait. So whenever you are now here, just listen, take your notes. I sent also a message up front, like saying, when you are joining, make sure to have your phone next to you. So when you are having a laptop, dial in with the laptop because we do some questionnaires. I want to have it active, okay? I love active calls because I think the engagement is getting higher and you need to be more present. And I think if we spend time on our business, it should be the best possible time. So I'm excited to be here today. So we will have like 30 to 40, maybe 45 minutes, depends a bit on how fast I am. And I want to give you really some mind changes, okay? My goal today is to shift your thinking in a way that allows us to catapult your business to the next level together, okay? Are you ready for that? I really want to crush today, yeah? I need all your energy. You need to be here, right here, okay? We are currently in the in a time of change. I don't know, you have as well as we have in Germany. The market is shifting fundamentally in all areas. And on top of that, we have current topics like energy crisis, yeah, which is likely weighing heavily on people also in the UK right now. But what I know for sure is this is a huge win for us in our industry. You know why? I read a book, it's quite a long time ago, in which it was stated that whenever there was a crisis in network marketing, people our industry as such went big, like because in that time people start to bet on themselves. They bet on themselves, like in previous crisis where there was the banking crisis. Like in the banking crisis, our industry doubled. And then also when there was Corona, who started when there was Corona? Do we have some people here in the call? Write a one in the chat. I want to see, like, is there someone who was already in the industry when we had Corona? Because you know better than I think me that this time was insane because so many people were looking for new opportunities, and we are exactly in that time again. Yeah, we offer exactly what people are looking for today in both, yeah, longevity, to feel better, to look better, but also to live better. And now we are starting to get it a bit active. That's why I'm going to the next page and I'm going to ask you two questions, and you can see them here already, but you answer right after each other. I would ask you to do a picture, like just open your camera and film this QR code, and you will let to Mentimeter, which is a platform where you will see a question, okay? And we have two questions. One is, what excites you about our industry? And the other one is, what excites you about working with Beyond Beauty and Dr. Simon Orion? I will switch now to Mentimeter, and then we can see, wow, they are coming in. Some answers already. You know that I love this so much. I love it so much. One thing I need to tell you is the thing that most people write in will become the biggest. Yeah, that's the word cloud. It might be that you have several things that you love in the industry, and I just want to talk about it. What you're writing, like for example, freedom. It seems that most of you, and you can see down below, there are 13 people already answered. And freedom is one of the biggest, like it's the prominent one. And I think this is what we all feel, right? So this freedom that we have in building our business, personal growth, you have no limits, chances, best products, premium brands, unlimited potential. I think this is something which is so fundamental that you don't have any limits. This huge opportunity, independence. I love this so much. There is this word of like I was always seeking for something where I can live a self-determined life, and I found this in this industry. And believe me, I am partly working in an office. I reduced my working hours. Whee! And I can't wait to resign. But honestly, in this business, and I did some self employments before. I had a beauty salon. I was on promotions and so on. So I did several things, but I never felt the way of independence as I feel here. Women empowerment, supportive team, uncapped earnings. Okay, time freedom. I think this is something really cool, and we all feel this, right? And I think if I would wait a bit more, you will think about even more things about this industry. For me, or for example, what I love, and I think like do your screenshots, yeah? Maybe you also want to note down things that you have not thought of because it will help you to get more self-confident about our industry. The time leverage in our industry is insane. Time leverage is something for me which I don't see here, which I think is so crucial. Unkept earnings. Cool. So we go to the next one, and you will see on your mobile automatically there will be now the next question. And I want now to hear, and some of you answered already the first question, but doesn't matter. Like if you think about Simon or Beyond Beauty, like our community, what would you say is the most exciting from you? What do you think like, wow, I'm so proud to work for because XYZ? And then you can say it's a unique model. Honestly, I don't know who put it in, but for me, it's insane. This hybrid model, this affiliate model is something which is disruptive. And whenever we are in an industry where we are disruptive, like against the market, against what is on the market, we can be super, super proud because then we are like at the front. It is sometimes a bit struggling. That's normal. That's super normal, especially when you build up something completely new. But I think this is something amazing. Working with the goat. Yes. We are the pioneers of it. Amazing. Working with the goat, the brand, luxury product. I think also like Simon Orion, I think we can be so much louder. It is so special to have him as one of the founders, also with Dan coming from the industry, but having Simon there, and he's so humble and he does his best. And can we just say like this, how is it called, this new thing on socials where we see this private in what is the name of it from Simon when they are behind the scene recordings. I don't.
Oh, like Beyond the Clinic.
Beyond the Clinic. I love it completely. When I saw the first one, I think like, wow, this was missing for me. That to see even more of him, and I think this is just amazing. So use all of this. What do we have here? Holistic approach. Also, this. I think this is so trendy. This is so up to date to work from the inside out, and we have it, and that's really really good. And we also saw that when the supplements were coming, we were increasingly growing. So I think this was really good. Does it make fun? Is it cool to see what we have here as a kind of summary? And I think really there are so many things, the AI of what's coming with the app. Don't underestimate. I know we are all heavily waiting for it. And I know when we are getting excited and we want to wait, we might get be a bit nervous about it. But let me tell you, there is so much potential in it, and I see it already coming. Like when we have the app, when we have the AI, it's getting really really good for you, and we have partners who are willing to be the best on the market, and I am fully trusting on that, and I think this is so important for you to do as well. Cool. So I go back to the presentation, and I just want to thank you again for joining. And now I want to give you an idea, which I always tell my team. But my team doesn't know what comes next because yesterday I had like this glimpsey thought, like, whoa, oh my God, this is even better. Okay. So I want you to feel like a possibility giver. Okay. You are a possibility giver. You give possibilities to people, right? Even if you started yesterday, one single thing you like is enough to speak about it with emotion. It doesn't matter if you started 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 days ago, 1 day ago. You started because of a reason. And this reason is already one emotion, right? Maybe you started because of the products, maybe you started because of the business. There are plenty of reasons. And I love to use this one example, and I hope you will never forget it. So you have now a pizza in front of you, and I hope this will help you to not forget it. I am often hearing that people in our industry do wait until they know everything. Had you also that kind of feeling that you want to know everything before you go out to your people and to tell about it? You can write a one in the chat, just that I get a bit of the sense whether you also tend to be the person to be perfect, to know everything. And before not knowing everything, I don't tell anybody. Yeah. The emotions are high, but no, I'm not telling. Okay. So I see ones. I'm so thankful that you're so open. I love it. So you are not inviting someone for the AI analyze or the business opportunity because you either don't know the products or the business well enough and you are not having all info. So you pause and then you wait. And I will now give you like a plot twist. Yeah. If you try a new Italian restaurant and pizza number 17 is the best pizza ever, would you recommend it to your best friend? Would you? One in a chat. It's the best pizzeria, number 17, and you think like, oh my God, this is just amazing. So you would recommend, right? Okay, next time there is a party, a kindergarten, you have a co-workers event, whatever, and someone wants a recommendation for a pizzeria, you are telling about this experience, right? Put a one in a chat. Would you tell about? Would you say, oh, I went to a pizzeria in the number 17 and you need to try it and it's just amazing? Ah, okay. So I see ones coming in. So you recommended it without having eaten through the entire menu, did you? I love this plot twist so much. Like you did not try the salad, you didn't try the noodles, did you? You just had the number 17 and you were recommending this restaurant. I think I just want to repeat this. You recommend the pizzeria, though you didn't eat the salad, the pasta there. So you need to do the same with the business and the products. There were so many emotions in Mentimeter, why you're proud to work with this industry, why it helped you or the others. That's an emotion. You don't need to know everything. And if you think about things you love, you don't know everything for sure, and you still recommend it for everything. Like you recommend Greece or Athens, you recommend Athens, though you have seen just 3 places, but those 3 places were amazing. Yeah. Passion beats perfection every single time. And I think that's so important for you. Note it down. Never forget the pizzeria. Okay. At the end of the call, I'm going to share with you a book that particularly inspired me. Yeah, I loved it. And I can't ask you enough to order it and to study it. Okay, I will give you just a bit of background. It's about a young Eric. Yeah, the name is Eric, and he meets his 10-year older version, and this version is extremely successful. And the successful Eric says to the younger one, I am you, the you are supposed to be. I am the vision of your potential, provided you're willing to pay the price. And I want to give you a model to your hand. And when I read this, I was like, what the fuck? I was never thinking about. And most people think like this. Either I have success or failure. Like you see that on the picture, like on the slide, they put themselves in the middle and they say, I have either this or I have this, right? And they all want to be successful. I think we all agree. We want to be like the super rock stars, right? We want to be successful. So why should we do the failure? So we all want to look right. We all want to go for the success. But what if life is completely different? What if the truth is this model? It is starting with yourself. You go through failure and will have success. Isn't it like that in every single situation that you can remind yourself on? Failure is not a goal to avoid, it's like the necessary milestone on the way to your destination. When you were on your bicycle the first time, can you imagine the first time you were on the bicycle? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I am so sure we all have been not successful the first time, and in all other situations as well not. So I don't know, who of you have children here? Write a two in the chat. Who has children? I don't have children, but I'm a super aunt, four times aunt. If you are an aunt, you have also the two, okay? Okay, so I see. We all know children. At least we know all children. If we don't, if you're not an aunt, if we're not a mother, we all know children or an uncle. Okay, so remember how children are. I tell you a story. Last week, I was at home like last weekend, and all those four little cutie pies were there, and they were all like, "Oh, I want to have a cookie. I want to have a chocolate." And you know that as a mom or an aunt or an uncle, like you're saying no, and then no, mom, please, no, but please, just a small one, just a small one, yeah. And then these no negotiation starts, yes, and the child hears no 10 times and gets the cookie in the end. I'm not saying that it's a given, but what I want to think you about is they are asking so like as often as they can, and potentially turns out with the negotiation, like, okay, but then you need to clean the table, but they get the cookie, okay? You know why? You know why this is? Because they don't take the rejection personally. We need to become like that child again. Why is this so hard for us? Because society has programmed us to think that a no is a personal rejection or something negative. And we have lost the persistence without fear that we mastered perfectly as children. And we need to remember that back. So I gave you the second thought. Now you have the pizza in your mind and the children in your mind, okay? We do and now an exercise, and I did it when I read the book. I say it and you repeat after me. I don't care where you are right now. I just want to tell it out loud. Yeah. I want you to really tell it out loud because you will feel like, oh, this is a bit strange. Yeah. I want to say it out loud. It will feel for sure a bit strange in saying so because you are programmed not failing to be successful. But now you know it is necessary. So we want to fail. Yeah. So I say, you repeat. You are all on mute. I will say it loud and you just repeat. Okay. I like to fail. Perfect. I love it. I fail big and I fail often. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but no can never hurt me. I love it. I can see your lips and I see that you're saying the same as I did. So it's good that you can still read it. So I love it. You felt maybe a bit strange, but now you know failure is so important and you need to accept that that's so important. And I will give you tons of reasons why. Okay. Take a screenshot of this right now. Like, make a screenshot, say it to yourself in the mirror every day. Remember, failing as an action and becoming a failure are two completely different things. Successful people love to fail passionately, while losers try to avoid it. Okay? Read it again and again. So now I want to talk with you about the five failures levels and also the courage. Yeah. So to get there, we must understand the five failure levels. And I can tell you, when I read it the first time, I found myself really at the beginning. Yeah. Whenever you see yourself, just put an X in the chat. Yeah. You will be surprised. Okay. We are talking about the level of failure, yeah, and the courage behind. Level one, the ability to fail. 100% of the people on planet Earth have the ability to fail. This is where we all start. Yeah, we all start there. What keeps most people at level 1 is their fear of failure. They avoid any form of failure at all costs, which keeps 80% of all people at the basic level. Yeah? I didn't see yet an X. Okay, I'm not judging if it's good or not good. Not at all, because I was 100% there when I started to be first time like self-employed. I was really scared of having failure. I was really scared of other people's opinions. I was really scared in doing social media stories and so on. We go to level 2, willingness to fail. Level 2 people develop the willingness to fail, which means they are able to accept failure as a natural part of the process of achieving success. Fewer than 20% of all people make it to level 2, fewer than 20%, and sustain this for a prolonged period of time. I think here, do I see X's? Is there someone at level 2 saying like, yeah, no, for me, I'm able to accept the failure as a natural part because it's just happening if you want to be successful. Katie, thanks so much for taking the X. I have to say, yeah, I think most are there because we also saw fewer than 20% people make it even to level 2. Level 3, wantingness to fail. This means having the willingness to fail is good, but the level is actually wanting to fail. Like, I want to fail. This means you are embracing failure as a necessary part of life. You actually seek it out. And fewer than 5% of all people ever reach level 3. Fewer than 5%. Like, it's really, really something immense. Yeah. I see you with the X's. It's amazing. So now imagine you're reading this, and I was reading this book, and I was like, what the fuck is coming for 4 and 5? There's so much way to go, and I feel like I'm doing my failures. Okay, but let's see it. Okay, it's so exciting. Failing bigger is level 4. The people who ascend to level 4 are those who have come to the conclusion that if failing is good, then failing faster is better. This is level 4, yeah? Don't just fail fast. If you're going to fail more, do it chasing big goals that are worth it. And I think this is something, okay, cool. I think also makes sense. Like, if you are very confident in failing, why not failing faster? So we want to put the pace in, okay? Next is level 5. And this is now so important also because we are in an industry where we help people to grow. And I think it's so important that this final level is for those rare individuals who understand that massive success requires multiplication of effort. So level 5 are people that kind of enlist others to fail with them, knowing that if individual failure means individual success, group failure equals group success. Do you feel that like level 5 is something that we need to aim for, even if we are now at 1 or 2 or 3 and 4 and 5? There are minor differences in the words, but the impact is massive. And that's why level 5 is something we should really aim for. Like putting others on with us to fail. Like today, we should aim to fail as many times as possible. So you need to remember that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage means acting in spite of fear. Yeah? Does it make sense? Are you still with me? Put a 5 in the chat. Does it make sense? Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage means acting in spite of fear. I love that. Okay, so now let's talk about willingness versus wantingness. And I love this capital in like, is it capital or the chapter in the book? The difference is so crucial. Willingness means you just barely endure the no. Wantingness means you actively seek it, because that's when rejection starts to become actually fun, okay? You will laugh now because you think like, oh, yeah, fun, fun. No, trust me. The more you do, the more fun it will get. Yeah. I will give you two examples, and you know both. No, yeah, no, yeah, you know kind of both. Okay, I will start with the first one, which is the doctor. You all know those doctor offices, right? You go in and then you have your appointment. And if there is a doctor, and actually it is written in the book that it's kind of their study things that they need to learn, and that's the word next. You know that? Next, the next one, yeah? So if a doctor loses a patient, they simply say next. Isn't it like that? They must be able to move on. It's the only rational approach. But what do most of us do when we have a failure? We analyze it, we language over it, and then let ourselves get buried by it. When what we should do when something doesn't go on our way is to simply say next and move on. And there is another example that I love. His name is Alan Breed. You don't need to remember the name, but next time you will sit in your car, you will think of me because of an airbag. Yeah, we all have airbags in our car. At least I hope so. I hope you have an airbag. If not, think about it, maybe. Yeah, you will never forget this story. And he was like Alan was the one who developed this airbag. Yeah, he heard no for 30 years, 30. 30 years, he got rejections with a no for his airbag sensor before he became the multimillionaire in 1995. So think about every time you sit in your car and you are thinking of, no, I don't want to have a rejection. The person who is responsible for your airbag sensor, God knows, over 30 years. Yeah, 30 years. And he did so because he was the one who like felt it's not yet the time instead of never. And I think most people think there is a no, so it's never a chance. And that's a big, 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 big failure. And you will never forget, hopefully, that story. Yeah. Everyone, everyone in this call, and we are now 48 people. I'm so happy that you are all here. Every one of you, and we are all different. We all have a different failure quotient. You need to be aware of this, especially when you come with no experience. Your failure quotient might be very small, also depending on your childhood or your youth or some experience you took at work. Be aware you have a failure quotient and you need to put it up. Pay attention to where your limit is, because the limit you set there is automatically in big impact on your success in life, in all successes. I'm not talking just about business. I'm talking also about relationships and so on. Okay. So you get to know me better and better. Now you understand. I love stories, right? I love stories. Whenever you have a talk with me, I will tell you a story, okay? And I want to give you another example that I saw also in the book. And I don't know whether you have ever heard of it. And actually, I, as a German, needed to like translate what a pike is. So for all the Germans here in the call, the pike is the Speerspitzenfisch, the one with the big nose, okay? You need to imagine this. Okay, so you think of a pike in the aquarium. A group of scientists, it really happened, yeah? It's a group of scientists did an experiment where they placed a large pike and a small minnows in a glass tank and separated them with a glass partition, yeah? In between, in the middle. The pike hit its nose on the glass plane so often that it eventually gave up. Then the scientists removed the glass. And what do you think happened? Can anyone guess what happened when they removed the glass? You need to imagine this pike was super hungry. Yeah? It was like turning rounds and rounds and rounds, and the little fishes were there. So actually, they removed the glass. What happened when they put the glass away? He stopped trying. Valeria, is there any other thought? He didn't even try. Right. And is that some like I was reading the story and I wasn't ready to read the end. I thought like, whoa. When the glass was removed, the pike starved to death right next to the other fish because it believed in its self-imposed limits. He stayed on this side of the tank swimming in circle with lunch just inches away, restrained by only an imagined barrier, and the pike had conditioned itself through hours of nose bumping to stay within its own self-imposed limitations. And you know what? Most people are no different from the pike. I can tell you, most people are not, and maybe you see yourself now, yeah? They have bad experience, bang their noses a few times, and then they learn how to quit. Then they find themselves in a new situation where there are no real barriers, where they can actually eat all of the fishes they want, but they don't do. They restrain themselves within their own imaginary walls, and this call today shall remove your glass pane. The gates are open. The gates are open. You need to put that gate, throw it out of the window. It's open. The mark is open. Your potential is there. 80% of all salespeople fail because they don't invite enough people. It's like that. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not telling you you are stupid, you cannot get the knowledge or whatever, the market is not there or the products are not good. No, no. It's the result of not inviting the people for the AI analyze, for the business opportunity. The people are out there. The people are out there. It's never about the skills. Fail faster. It's like penning for gold. The person who shoves the most dirt, and the nose is the dirt, okay? Find the gold in the end. Yeah, I will repeat that. The person who shoves the most dirt, and the dirt is the nose, find the gold in the end. And here's the truth: 92% of all salespeople give up before the fifth no, but 60% of customers only say yes after the fourth no. I'm telling you, I'm not saying go back to the people and be like this hunter syndrome, yeah, and go them on their nerves like a psycho. I'm not telling you. Do it in a nice way. Just keep the follow up. Go back in some weeks and ask again. The situations can change. Look at your own situation. When did you start? Why did you start? Was it really the first time, or have you maybe experienced 3 or 4 like askings of your upline? I think so. Yeah. Okay. So if you are going to fail, fail big. No is a no, regardless how big the account is. But the reward for a yes from a successful entrepreneur is huge. I can just tell you, I was the one, and I was only writing small accounts because I was seeing myself I was as a small one. So I was always putting like the messages down to, and not telling this in a bad way or saying this person was a minus person, but you know what I mean. Like I was not going into entrepreneurs. I was not contacting the women I looked up to. I was not. And the thing is, stop holding back with the big fish. A no from them won't kill you any more than any other no. Isn't it like that? Go out and don't put the people into Schubladen, into like these boxes where you put people in. I don't know the English word, but you know where we tend to put people into those boxes. Stop this. It's bullshit. It's really bullshit. Don't do this. Okay, you can go to big accounts. Lastly, let's talk about leverage. If we apply, oh, this is going to be so amazing. Be ready for this. I get goosebumps when I just see the upcoming numbers. Okay, I'm not a numbers girl. I have to say, I'm full of emotions. I'm super creative. I'm not like super active in all numbers and so on. But some numbers I so much love because for me it helps me to get it more tangible. And I love to have like big goals, but separated into small steps. And this is so helpful. And I love to talk about leverage. I said this in the beginning because I think this industry is like for this, it's amazing. Like we really have no limitations. And if we apply the 5% success rate from the book, meaning people who are willing to look at the business. So your new goal is not searching for yes, You will collect no's. Can we all align on that? Write a 4 in the chat. I don't want you to set a yes goal. I want you to set a no goal. Yeah? Right. What did I say? 4 in the chat. Do we all say we want to go and collect the no's? Okay? 4 in the chat. I love it. We are the no goes hunters. Okay. Now let's say you want to reach 5 no's per day in 200 days, because let's assume we are not doing it every day, then there are some days off or whatever. In 200 days, it will sum up to 1,000, which means with a 5% success rate, that means you will have in the end 50 yes. Okay? You know why I love this no also is I experienced myself, like if I set my goal for, let's say I want to have a yes today, I stop the moment I get a yes, though the potential might have been to get a second or a third one. That's why I love the mindset shift I got when I read the book. It's a complete different thing, girls and boys. I just want to tell you, please do that. Yeah. So you should be motivated, right? Let's say some of them would do the same because you are level 5 and you remember level 5, right? Let me quickly show you. Remember level 5, we all want to be failing exponentially. Yeah. Just want to quickly repeat. This final level is for those rare individuals who understand that massive success requires multiplication of effort. Level 5 people enlist others to fail with them, knowing that if individual failure means individual success, group failure equals group success. So let's do the math. There are the numbers. So even if you started today, like you started today, you have no experience, you have no team partners, and you go for the no. We all go for the no, okay? You will have partners. That's a given. It's a given. We don't need to argument on that because we saw the numbers, okay? We just set the 5%, okay? So now imagine with 3 people on the team, 3,000 additional no's equals 150 new partners per year. With 10 people, 10,000 additional no's, 500 new partners. With 50 people, 50,000 additional no's, 2,500 new partners. With 100 people, 100,000 additional no's means 5,000 new partners. And I didn't count them in because actually when we start doing it, we will train them to do so. So they will also bring new people, right? So it's exceptionally high. Isn't that bringing you on fire? Isn't it something where you think like, oh my God, I need to switch my mindset and hunt for the nose? Yeah. So can you send me a fire emoji? I want to see all the fires. Are you fired up? Are we going for the nose? Love it. Yeah. Very good. Okay. That's good. I love it. Yeah, I think that's the right attitude we need to have in. By the way, if you can do the same with products and all the other stuff. Yeah, it's the same. It's just that we need to switch the mindset. And you know what? In that book, I love the passage so much because as I'm not a numbers girl, I'm also not a title person. I am not the one, I would never be the one, I'm Alena and I'm a brand leader one or whatever. I'm not, I actually, I don't care. It's not about the title. It's, I think, about the feeling that you get when you reach it and also the way you experience those things, right? When I read the book, there was one thing that I loved so much because we all know we have the titles. And for some, it's also very special because they like this. And I'm not blaming you if you do. I think it's a kind of like titles for me are some external validation and recognition. And I think also the recognition part is something so special in our industry because it is not happening anywhere else. And I can tell you, I'm just 34, but I did so many things and I never saw it somewhere else. Okay. In the in the book, and I think to recognize to go for no's. So they mention about a trophy, about the go for no's. And it for me is as important as the title should be. Because I tell you why. A title is an external achievement, but the Go for No trophy is a validation of your internal desire. Like you will be so proud if you have passed that, because in the book they say it's interesting because they thought they were creating to like two separate awards. They did like the title and the trophy, but over time they are becoming actually mirrors of each other. And I think this is something we completely underestimate when we are building a business. If you go for the nose, you will have the validation of your internal desire, and it's so much more important. So I did in 43 minutes, and I know normally your calls are just 45 minutes, right? Now you can decide yourself, okay? You can decide yourself what you do now. If you are with me, if you want to have the big energy, I really want to like invite you to be in that energy. And let me just remind you, you all started with because of your why. And I think all of you have a strong why, and all of you have a big vision. You have your goals, and maybe you have also something like for the end of the month or for end of the week goals. I don't know how you work one on one, but I think you all have the power to turn the tables, and you got now today so much impact on and also clarity about this Go for No's, that I thought it would be amazing just to do like a 10 minutes instead of scrolling. Yeah, scrolling, going out of the call, scroll. No, we do 10 minutes inviting. Yeah, we are inviting now because we are on a no hunt. Yeah, okay. Who's in? Write a one in the chat. Who's with me hunting the nose? How many no's are we want to get? We want to be the 5, right? Perfect. I see you're with me. That's amazing. So now I have thousands of ideas what to do and how to invite, but I don't want to like stretch you to the fullest. So I do some super basic stuff, and this is you're opening your WhatsApp status. If by any chance you have a new number and there's no one having a WhatsApp status, you go on Instagram, okay? What I would like to do is you just go like this is for me is looking like this. So there are all those people who put in a WhatsApp status. You are scrolling through them. You're not watching them. You just see the names. And whenever you see a name where you think, whoa, I never invited her, and maybe she's or he is one where you would normally say, no, 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 it's too big fish. We know we want to have all the fishes, right? We want to fill the aquarium. So you do, whenever you see someone where you think could be interesting, you are sending a message. I noted down here some examples. You do it your way, but I just want to give you a tip. First of all, stand like if you're now on the couch. Let me show you. Like if I would be like this, sending a message like this. Trust me, the energy is different. Can we all set up like straight back? We want to have the energy high, okay? Like we want to have now this massive impact because we all deserve to achieve our goals. We want to have like the energy high. Like the best thing ever is actually standing up, because this is so super, super, super good. Yeah, you're activating yourself. I will do that anyways, okay? So I am standing up, and then I will check, okay? So what we are going to do is we are inviting. So you see a person that you think like, oh, I would like to invite. I would recommend you to say like to give an opportunity to make it open. Yeah, like would you be open to just hear about it? If I hear that someone is telling me, would you be open to just have a chat? I would be more open than saying, watch it. Or the best thing, or I don't know. Yeah, so I want you to really make it super nice, have the best energy, smile. Like if I see someone having a voice, and my team knows that, if I see someone, I would do an example saying, hi Natalie, I just want to, I saw your WhatsApp status, and it looks nice, and yeah, I thought maybe yeah, okay, let me ask you, I am having a business, and yeah, maybe do you want to look at it now? Hey Natalie, I saw your amazing status and I think like you're so amazing. It seems you have the best fun ever. And you know what? I'm thinking very often of you, and you know that I'm building a business and I have so much energy. I'm really, really happy being part of the community. And there were thoughts here and there about you. And I would just like to ask you whether you would be open to just have like a 15 minutes chat and to find out whether this opportunity could also be something for your life. Just let me know what you think, and I'm so much looking forward to hear back from you. You see, I smiled, yeah, and I made it very easy. I gave the person the chance to say yes or no. Please don't make it free, like they can go right or left, no matter. But make it easy and invite them in a nice, friendly way. Okay? We do it now the 10 minutes. So you stop at the person you like to invite, smile, woo, and then let's go, okay? So we do it the next 10 minutes. We have now 48 at 58, and I will mute myself. I will do it as well. Go for it. Just go for no's, okay? Let's do the pinky promise. Can I see your pinky promise? Yeah, we go for the no's, as many as we can in the next 10 minutes. Don't put the people in the shelf. We just want to invite, okay? Let's go.